So law of relativity is one of the universal laws. It's one of the universal laws that are governing us and are governing everything in the universe. It's one of the important laws. Actually, all the universal laws are important, all of them. So law of relativity states that everything in the universe is related. Everything is relative. Nothing is big and nothing is small. Something can only be big if you compare it to something that is small. Something can be small if you compare it to something that is big. So everything is related. You just have to relate it to something. It can only be big if you relate it to something that is small. It can only be small if you relate it to something that is big. So everything is related in the universe. Nothing is good and nothing is bad. It can only be bad if you relate it. You just have to compare it first. You see? So everything is related in the universe. Nothing is positive and nothing is negative. You just have to compare it to something. You just have to compare a positive thing to a negative thing, or a negative to a positive thing. You can say, oh, that person is always negative. Compared to what? Or compared to who? Compared to someone else. Yes, that person can only be negative if you compare that person to someone who is positive. And a person who is positive can only be positive if you compare that person to someone out there who is negative. So everything is related. You just have to relate it to something. You just have to relate it to something. You can see, oh, that thing, it costs a lot. That thing is expensive. Related to what? It can only be expensive if you relate it to something that is cheap. You can say, oh, that's a big win. Compared to what? Or compared to what I usually get. It can only be a big win if you compare it to something that is little. That compared to a small win. You can say I lost. Compared to who? Compared to what? You can only lose if you compare yourself to someone who have won. So you just have to relate it to something. Relate it to something. You just have to relate it to something. And that is where you have to practice gratitude. You have to be grateful for everything that you have. Because you can only have less if you compare yourself to someone who have more. Something that you have, there is someone out there who don't have that. And there is someone out there who do have what you don't have. So you have to be grateful for what you have. If you can keep on comparing, don't compare, just be grateful, because you can only have less if you compare yourself to someone who have more. You can only be dissatisfied if you always compare yourself to someone, or to someone who always have more than you. So you have to be grateful for what you have. What you have, there is someone out there who don't have what you have, and there is always someone out there who have what you don't have. So you just have to relate it to something. So be grateful for what you have. Just have to be grateful. Some people, they don't have homes, shelter, they don't have nothing at all. But if you can give those people just food for them to eat, they will be so grateful, they will be happy, because they know that they have less. That's why they are grateful for food. They know that they have less, they don't have anything at all. But you have shelter, you have everything. You are not even grateful for the food that you have. You are not grateful for the food that you always eat every day. You are not grateful for those food. So you have to be grateful for everything in your life. That's a law of relativity. Everything is related. Everything is related in the universe. Everything is related. You just have to know this. So I hope you got something out of this video, guys. So anyway, don't forget to hit the subscribe button there, so that you can be notified when I'm uploading another video, guys. You know the vibes.